Okay, boys and girls, this is multiplication lesson 2, part 1. All right, remember, multiplication is a quick, easy way to do addition. All it is repeated addition. Okay, the answer to a multiplication sentence is called the product. Okay, yesterday the multiplication model we used was the repeated addition, and where we wrote how many times did we write the number and what was the number, and this is the product. All right, well, today we're using a different model. We're using equal groups. All right, remember, equal means it has the same number in it. All right, so here's my story. I went and bought 2 flower pots, and I decided to plant 3 flowers in each flower pot. So here are my groups, 2 groups, and I'm going to put 3 flowers, and I'm just using circles, okay? Those are my flowers. Remember, it's not art, it's math. Okay, so I have 2 groups of 3. How many flowers did I buy? 3, 6. I bought 6 flowers, okay? So this represents the equal groups, 2 groups, they each had 3. Now let's write a multiplication number sentence for that. And the way we do that is we write how many groups are there? 2 times how many, in this case, how many flowers in one group? 3. Okay, what is 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, now I want to show you something you have with you always that can help you do multiplication. If this is how many groups, then let's represent that group with fingers, 2 fingers. And what are we going to count by? 3. 3, 6. What was the product? 6. All right, so now I want you to get this page. It says Lesson 2, and you need to get your squares that we used yesterday, the red squares we used yesterday. So if you don't have those, pause the video and get them. We're going to do some practice. Now, I'm not going to do it on the paper. I'm going to do it on the board. All right, so here we go. Here's our first story. Whoop, I need to erase my groups because that's not going to be right. 5 boys and girls were going to the fair, and their parents gave them enough money for 3 tickets. So all 5 students got 3 tickets. So we need to draw our groups to show the students. So we're just going to do circles, but you have to make them big enough on your paper to put something inside. So we're going to do 5 students, 5 circles. Okay, then we're going to use the red squares that you have to represent the tickets. Each one of them bought, how many tickets did I say? They got 3 tickets. So put your little squares there. Each person gets 3. So put 3 in each circle. If you need to pause the video to catch up with Mrs. Jones, you can do that. All right, so now let's look at below where it says blank groups of blank. How many groups do we have? 5. Okay, how many in one group? 5 groups of 3. Okay. So then what is our answer? Well, count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 5 groups of 3 equals 15. Boys and girls, that's exactly how we would say the number sentence, multiplication. We have 5 groups times 3 in one group equals 15. Or 5 groups of 3 equals 15. Now, could we also do that with our fingers? If our fingers represented the groups, there are 5 groups, and we count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 5 times 3 equals 15. Okay, pull your stars off, or your squares off, and let's look down at the bottom of this page, and we're going to do another one. Okay, here's our story. 4 grown-ups go to the donut shop. They each buy 1 donut. How many donuts did they buy? All right, so here are our 4 people. We're going to do our groups. So we had 4 people, and they each buy 1. So we're going to put 1 square. after you lay your square in there, then let's go back and see. How many groups do we have? 4. How many in each group? 1. So what is 4 groups of 1 equals 1, 2, 3, 4? And if we did a multiplication sentence, it would be 4 groups of 1 equals 4. 4 times 1 equals 4. All right, turn your paper over. We're going to do the back. We're going to do the same thing on the back. Equal groups means each group has the same number. All right, this time we're going to do 3 kitty cats found 8 bugs to chase. Each found 8 bugs. So let's do our 3 kitty cats. So draw your 3 circles. And they each chased 8 bugs. All right, so get your squares and we're going to put 8 in each one. Okay, now this takes a little longer, so if you need to pause the video to get all 8 in there, that's fine. And you might want to go back when you finish to be sure you have 8, because sometimes, like when Mrs. Jones is drawing these squares, it's easy to get lost. All right, so now let's figure out our number sentence and solve it. Find the answer. How many bugs is that in all? Okay, we have 3 groups of 8 equals. All right, well, when we've got this, maybe it's easier to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we know what 8 and 8 more. 8 plus 8 is 16. So let's count 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So our multiplication sentence, 3 times 8 equals 24. Or we could have counted 8, 16, 24, if you can count by 8s. All right, very good. If you're not up with me, pause the video and catch up. We're going to do the last one. So take your squares off your page, and here's our story. All right. There are 2 ladybugs. Each ladybug has 6 legs. Isn't that what you learned with Mrs. Nichols and insects? Okay, how many legs is that in all? All right, well, let's do our equal groups. 2 ladybugs. They each have 6 legs. So give 6 squares to represent the legs. Okay, and then we're going to write, how many groups is that? 2 groups of 6 equals, well, 6 plus 6 is a double, 12. And then to write your multiplication sentence, we start with how many groups? 2 groups of 6 equals 12. Remember, that's a double if you times 2, so you can think 6 plus 6. All right, so we're going to pause this right here. We're going to get, the next video is going to be multiplication lesson 2, part 2, and you will need the paper that says equal groups paper. Also, I'm going to tell you, save the red squares. You're going to need them next week. So put them somewhere safe so you can find them.